New this morning, the labor shortage continues. You might notice slower service at your favorite restaurants. Personally, I recently saw that one of my favorite restaurants closed its dining room because of low staffing. When I pulled through the drive-thru, a woman came on the intercom and told me that there were only 2 workers inside. She said they were struggling and that they were temporarily closed as they tried to get more people there. You may have dealt with something like this where you live, and you may be asking, why is this going on exactly? Well, this morning, you're not only going to get to hear from one man who is the owner of one popular restaurant in Alcorn County, but you'll also hear from an economics professor at MSU. He explains why this is happening. Russell's Beef House behind me here is a community favorite. Just ask any of the locals around the Corinth area, and they will no doubt tell you about the steaks you can get right here. But what you may not know is the story behind Russell's Beef House. And as the labor shortage continues, Mr. Russell himself told me how his restaurant is doing.
I've missed a lot of my kids growing up, being here 7 days a week.
4:30, that's when Russell's Beef House opens their doors. Owner Russell Smith says the restaurant is a family business.
We opened in 1978. My grandfather started it. The year I was born, I was his only grandchild, and he moved from New Albany here.
Now, more than 40 years later, you can still come in and get steak, potato, salad, and more. But if you go more than once, though, you may start to notice a lot of the same people working.
But I am working them to death.
He says that's because of staffing.
We struggled with it about a year ago.
Smith says he used to own 2 restaurants, Russell's and another one downtown called Smith. After COVID came about, he says staffing became a challenge. He decided to close Smith and brought some of his remaining staff over from there to work at Russell's.
They're really great, and then I'm killing them because I'm having to work them so hard. There's not enough people to cover their days off.
But you may be wondering, why exactly is the shortage of workers still so big?
To try and answer this question, we spoke with Todd Jones,
assistant professor of economics at Mississippi State University. He said he thinks there are several reasons for the shortage.
One of them is that the government, because of COVID, gave lots of stimulus payments, and so people had more money in their pockets, and so that led some people to not work. We've also seen some maybe older individuals retire earlier than they would have in the wake of because of COVID.
Jones says another interesting factor is fewer people are working in the child care industry. This could make finding someone to watch your kids more difficult and more expensive. He says this can make people less likely to work. Smith added to that, saying one way he's helping keep his workers is by keeping them happy. That includes making sure they get time off, even at the sacrifice of his business. He says they now close on Saturdays and Sundays to give staff more time to spend with their families.
I caught a lot of flack for that because everybody doesn't know about a steakhouse being closed on Saturday night. Yes, it is one of the busiest nights of the week, but I want to be with my family too.
In Corinth, Bronson Woodruff, WTVA 9 News.
According to the Russell's Facebook page, the restaurant is open from 4:30 to 9:30 Monday through Thursday, and then 4:30 to 10 on Friday.